When your morning starts, make sure to look around for the right company to serve you everything you need to know about what's happening around you. That's why you need VOP this morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports, and even entertainment. Join us weekdays, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
It's Ramadan. It's the season of sharing and caring. As Muslim faithfuls all over the world pray and fast, may peace reign all over, especially in troubled regions. Allah's blessing to us all. May the supplication of every sincere heart be heard. Ramadan Kareem, from all of us at Voice of the People Television.
All right, it's a wonderful Thursday, and we welcome you to VOP this morning. We're here to serve you everything you need to know to stay informed and abreast of events happening within Nigeria, within your neighborhood. As the name implies, it's VOP, Voice of the People. Now, we are in your neighborhood, and we'd like for you to let us in. Let us know what's going on around you. Before the end of the show, a number will scroll on your screen. With that number, you can reach out to us right here and let us know what's going on in your vicinity. And yes, and then we could talk about it, shed light on it and bring some illumination, to everything happening around you. Oh, well, we have issues we'll be talking about as it concerns things happening within the country, but we'll let you into that one when the time comes. I'm Moses Humphrey, welcoming you to the program.
Fina Okechukwu is my name. You're welcome to today's Voice of the People this morning. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria.
Well, I can't just stop smiling. A very good morning to you wherever you're viewing us from this beautiful morning. My name is David Edwin. It's a pleasure to serve you all that we have to serve you today. And trust me, we would not be doing any difference from what we used to do. Maybe we might even do better from what we used to doing. But of course, just like Moses rightly said, we'll be going into some major topics. And one of those topics would be everyone is involved in crude oil theft, says the NNPCL Managing Director, Mile Kyari.
Also on our radar this morning, we have Nigeria reopens land, air borders with Niger, lifts other sanctions.
All right, so well, these are the things that we're talking about. Of course, I was hoping to keep you in the dark and then reveal it later, but it just had to come out at this time. Now, we'd like for you to follow us on YouTube. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. That is Voice of the People TV, and on all the social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Now, David said he was smiling; he couldn't stop smiling. Now, David is one of the reasons why a certain organization will come up with statistics and say Nigerians are one of the happiest people in the world. Are you happy? Are you happy with everything going on? Well, anyway, truth be told, Nigerians find a way to make light of every terrible situation. They find a way to smile and get by. That's why we're not hearing of, certain terrible things as compared to some other parts of the world where things tend to work. But, right here, a lot is not working.
True.
A lot is not working.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Poverty is on the high. Nigerians are living under under $1 a day in meals, but there's still some sort of happiness.
I think what basically brings about this whole happiness thing is because mentally Nigerians have been dogged. They've tried to be dogged enough to handle whatever situation comes, because depression is even deeper to manage. Yes, that's just about it. So if you're not trying to be happy, well,
What else can you be doing?
medicine don't cost you.
Yes, yes. And talking about medicine being costly, when we get to the papers, which of course we'll be going to right now, there is a headline there in one of the dailies that talks about kidney infections being on the rise. And one of the things that causes kidney infections are toxins. Some people would say exposure to too many medications can be a problem. Sometimes taking, alcohol can also be a problem. Too much of it can also be a problem. Anyway, come with us as we go into the papers, looking at stories that made it to the cover pages of the dailies. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. All right, then. I was just about to get to the papers right here. Let's get straight into that one. We will be looking at the Guardian newspaper. We'll also be David, if you have access to some of the papers, you can just go right ahead.
Let's just kick it off with Daily Independent. On Daily Independent, the banner headline here reads, "Don't pay ransom to free Kaduna 280 adoptees." This is coming from the president, Bola Tinubu, and the subwriter there says tax security operatives to bring them back home safely. Another writer there says swears in 17 NPC commissioners. Above the nameplates there, you find another headline there that reads, PDP carpets Akpabio over 3.7 trillion naira budget padding, Ninge's suspension. Subwriter also reads, asks him to step aside as Senate president. Another headline there above the nameplates there reads, no plan to discard student loan scheme indefinitely. This is coming from the presidency. What an interesting one. This is a particular story that has been on the radar for a while. We hear it's about to be started. We hear it's going to start soon. And now we're seeing no plans to discard students' loan scheme indefinitely.
Well, the student loan scheme was supposed to start today, actually, Thursday.
Yes.
But unfortunately, for certain things they're looking at, government is saying they will postpone it. Now, to when, we don't know for sure, because that's why it's been postponed indefinitely. To be honest, there are things to look at when you talk about the student loan. A lot of things needs to be looked at and maybe fixed before the loan goes into effect.
So how about when they look at it and be holistically sure that we are going to be doing this, then come out to tell the public?
Of course they will.
Yeah, they will. They will do that.
No,
You know.
we just said now that
It's been
It was
postponed.
supposed to.
I guess
Today,
that was the reason they
Saturday,
actually
And then it was
suspended
postponed
it.
indefinitely.
Yeah.
This is not the first time it was moved.
Yeah, that's why we're saying there are things that are.
They need to
A
check
few things
whether
are
in
wrong
place.
with it.
Yeah.
Like people will tell you that it doesn't seem like. Now you take a loan to go through school, and
Yeah.
then you're expected to pay back. If you don't pay back 2 years after your graduation, there's a tendency that you might be held liable and you might, be imprisoned. Who guarantees the fact that you get a job,
but that's
immediately
the thing.
after you leave school? There's no guarantee.
True.
Well, I do believe that and more are some of the things that government is trying to look at.
Obviously. All right, let's just take some more headlines right there at the front page of Daily Independent. Now, another, there is a major pictorial here where you find Sadatu Garba, the bench chief from Kaduna State, Professor Uba Nadwe, all of these guys reading out their oath of office, well, so to say. Well, some other headlines here by the side of the pictorial. You find here another one that reads, Rep summons Dangote Bois orders over increase in cement price. Why oil production increased to 1.65 mbpd from 1.25 mbpd by Edom. Another headline here reads, federal government reopens land-air borders with Niger Republic, lifts sanctions. 3.7 trillion naira budget padding scam. Bauchi governor backs suspended Ningi, vows to probe allegation. The sub-right idea reads, budget confirms Abdul Ningi's assertion. Another bright idea.
Talking about that one, it's interesting because PDP Bauchi have come out to say yes, they stand behind Senator Abdul Ningi on his assertion that the budget was padded. A lot of other things have come out. These are, as I would like to say, interesting times because Nigerians are seeing, some things that its lawmakers are involved in, and they tell you, as some would say, they tell you, manage, tighten your seatbelt, things will be better, have hope, but then monies are being shared in the name of projects.
Right.
How many of those projects go into completion? How many is even executed? A lot of questions, and these things are making the ordinary Nigerian feel like there is no hope. But some way, somehow, we do hope that we'll get to the end of this.
The one that interests me the most is the fact that budget is confirming
That there is
assertion.
padding in the yes.
And we know budget is one company that practically looks into every single budget that Nigeria, have to go or pass. And it's interesting to note that Shehu Onigbinde, the co-founder, was the one that made this particular assertion. And it goes to, bring a lot of questions about how did the senators go through what was sent to them by the president?
No, we've talked about that here. It's over a 2,000
Page.
document page. You couldn't have gone through all of it in the short time that they did. They probably read through. The questions around the presentation and approval of the budget is one thing. It's one thing that would make one depressed if you look at it. And then the question as to projects, monies attached to the budget without specific projects, aligned with them is another thing. That's why, budgets have been padded for the longest time in Nigeria, let's be honest.
True, though.
Budgets have been padded, we had a conversation here, one of our programs, some time back, and the guest, I'll probably look for that one. The guest made it clear how budgets come about. He said when he worked in the villa, they come up with monies like, okay, we want this amount of money. We want this amount of money. And then they call a few people, give me projects that can consume this amount of money. So you start to think, if I want, for example, I want 1 trillion naira to do whatever. Now, I need FINA here to come up with possible projects that I can add to the budget that will take up that 1 trillion naira. Whether the projects are executed or not is a different thing. But prove to me that if people look at this project, they can say, oh yes, it is worth 1 trillion naira. And then they start to brainstorm. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, let's put this here. Let's put this here. This, if you pay this for consultation, this should go into execution. This should go into, and then they start to put things in to make up for the money that they had allocated in the first place, which of course is a wrong way to go about it. The right way would have been, okay, this is what we want to do. Now let's make an estimate of how much it will cost us to do it.
Yeah.
But no, the way it is being done in our beloved country is, this is how much we need. Let's look for things that can fit into this money.
It's a very interesting one, really, I must say, because sometimes there was a time I also uncovered how much it takes to have a pedestrian, like the ones we have
Pedestrian
around.
bridge.
Pedestrian bridge. And you look at how much is being earmarked and how much the real cost of that would be. And one goes to ask, is this how much democracy all across the globe is supposed to look like?
Big question. Big question indeed. All right, are we done with the Daily Independent?
Let me just, run through the final headlines here. Ondo Goba Akeredolu didn't anoint Ayedatiwa as successor. Ex-governor spokesman is coming out to say this. Now, I'm still talking from the front page of the Daily Independent. Another headline here reads, Niger governor okays 20,000 wage award for civil servants. 20,000.
20,000. What happened to the minimum wage that Nigeria sets?
No, wage award is 35.
Yeah, that's
in some states.
So why,
of course, some states cannot pay that amount.
Why go for 20,000?
Well,
20,000. It got me stopping to ask a question. How much is a quarter bag of rice today?
No, let's not even go there.
Don't go there.
Let's not even go there.
Don't enter. Don't get to that
Let's not even go there.
Okay. Another headline here reads, commercial services. Again, NCAA threatens to revoke licenses of private jet owners. Okay, that's a big one. And then the final headline here reads, man bags jail term for selling new Naira notes. Okay.
All right, then to the Guardian newspaper very quickly. Banner headline here, yes, this is the one I was talking about earlier. World Kidney Day, that is today. World Kidney Day. Poor lifestyle, cost of care, expose 27 million to renal ailments, death. And then going into the breakdown, these figures can be scary. Sometimes I wonder if truly this is how, they tell you 500 people die daily from malaria and a few things. I'd be like, shouldn't we all be dead by now if these things are the way they say it is? But here we are. We have 272,400 die of kidney disease yearly.
Oh, wow.
Yearly. 272,400 people. Practitioners bemoan organ harvesting, commercialization, Now, in line with this, organ harvesting is a thing. It's a thing, either for ritual killing, for money, ritual, or for to be used for somebody else. It's a thing. It has become a thing. We might shy away from it. We might avoid talking about it. But the truth of the matter is, it is a thing back home, right here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And basically the same thing.
I was just going to ask. Ekwerimadu, right?
Ekwerimadu,
I was going to ask if it's actually a wrong course to want to go into organ harvesting.
If it's actually what?
A wrong course. Like, what I mean is, if I decide...
wrong course of action.
Yes. Like, let's say, for instance, she have an issue with her kidney, and I can donate one.
No, that's not harvesting then.
Not harvesting, but it's not even wrong when
You're
wants
donating.
to. You're donating.
So
it's a free will donation. You know?
She has your consent.
Yeah.
You've given your consent, and then the doctors will, do it with your consent.
Yeah.
Take from yours and give to her. No, that's
okay,
that's
so
different.
the ones that say I want
Without
to do it for money.
without consent.
No, the thing is, if you want to do it for money, it depends
It's
on
still
what
your
you tag.
consent,
It's your consent. Both parties actually
That's
agree
commercialization
that,
of it
exactly.
now.
Both
Yeah,
parties
exactly.
agree
That's where I
that
was
this
going.
won't
That's the
happen.
commercialization of it.
That's where I was going. So if it's being commercialized, is that a crime?
Of course it is a crime.
No, the thing is this:
course it is a crime.
when both parties actually agree that this is how it's going to be, this is what I think I want to take for this to happen now, and it is actually has a legal backing, you have the right to sell what you have as a property.
Commercialization is a crime.
But you have the right to sell what you have as a property. You know what?
I don't want to explain.
It's a property. You have the right to sell
right,
it.
let's-
But all the same.
Right.
Let's get more details. Dialysis patient requires 160,000 naira weekly, 500,000 naira on drugs monthly,
Oh boy.
16 million naira for transplant. That's when you
It's
get
a high
it.
one.
And then, so basically, the reason we're taking all of this is so you start taking care of your kidneys.
True.
There are certain things that you can start avoiding. You see, certain alcoholic beverages that we consume are not even properly brewed. They're not properly done, and then they're just toxins in your system. You think you're getting high, but you're weakening your kidney.
You're getting low.
Certain things, they tell you smoking is dangerous to your health. And some people will tell you, my grandfather has been smoking. Now, if it's dangerous to your health, it is dangerous to your health. You might think that you're living up to 90, up to 80 or thereabout. Well, maybe if you weren't even involved in it at all, you probably would have lived a lot longer.
True.
You never can tell. But anyway,
It's painful because I've lost 2 close friends to
kidney issues.
Yeah, to kidney issues. One died this year, and I lost another person that was last year. And
Unfortunate.
like very, very
it's affecting a
unfortunately.
lot of young people too.
Exactly. And to add to that, please try as much as you can actually to take water, drink water, enough water during the
hydrated.
day. Stay
Yeah.
hydrated, actually. It goes a long way.
All right then, so more headlines from The Guardian. We have a Super Eagles manager between unsung local coaches and overrated expatriates. Salt intake by Nigerians 3 times higher than standard, NHED warns.
Wow.
Not good indeed. Student loan scheme stalls as FG adjusts policy. I beg your pardon. Student loan scheme stalls as FG adjusts policy. Tinubu reads Riot Act on ransom payment, stirs security agencies. Biden, Trump set for U.S. election rematch after clinching party nominations. Obi tackled Senate as PDP, Bauchi back Ningi over budget pardon claim. Concerns as continuous drop in oil production threatens 2024 budget. House probes Dangote, BUA, others over high cost of cement. All right, these are the headlines that you will find on the cover page of the Guardian newspaper.
And on the Daily Trust this morning, the banner headline says, Budget IT backs Ningi
That's
as
budget.
Yeah, budget backs Ningi, I beg your pardon, as opposition knocks Senate. We have a rider. We stand by our Senator, Bauchi Governor. PDP asks Ababio to step aside. Ningi's suspension attack on freedom of expression, and that is coming from CISLAC. And above the banner headline, just right beneath the nameplate, FG asks Binance to provide 6 months transaction data of top 100 users. Israel uses starvation as war arm, and that is coming from EU. AGF finance commissioners flayed over London workshop amid forex scarcity. Okay, we have a pictorial, and I guess this is something that's happening in Gaza, you know, where there's a war that's in Gaza now. But beneath that pictorial, we have Nigeria reopens land air borders with Niger. Okay, another headline, Ramadan. Hizban arrests 12 adults for not fasting. Ayedatiwa's endorsement turns on the lawmakers against Speaker. The last but not the least, on the Delhi Trust, Plateau attack. Another 13 cows shot dead, 6 wounded in Bakin Ladi. And that happened to be the last of the headlines that made it on Delhi Trust this morning.
You know, it's quite interesting. This headline that reads, Federal Government asks Binance to provide 6 months transaction data of 100 users. I'm trying to see how legal that is. And then if that also is going to be another measure of trying to checkmate security, then fine. But I also feel on one other part of me that it's looking like you want to pry into some people's private.
Well, government has the right to
have the
actually
right.
Call for such. It's in the right of government.
But now the thing
if,
is,
if it has to do with national security,
Exactly.
Of course you can look into it. And if certain individuals are undermining the naira, if certain individuals are speculating, and that is affecting the economy of the country, that is an issue of national security. So on that ground, because that can cause chaos in the country. On
but
that
how,
grounds,
how do they intend to get the data of those top 100 users, given the fact that if I'm somewhere in Ghana and I'm a Nigerian, I have the right to say, okay, I am a Nigerian. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like during my entering of my data, for me to, you know, be part of the Binance, I have the right to say, okay, I'm actually doing this on this particular place.
On that,
because
Binance,
you know that
Binance have data of all of the users.
you don't get what I'm saying. Someone in Ghana can be trading using a different.
The bottom line is,
you know,
if you're trading in naira and you are in Nigeria, wherever you are in the world, they need to get your information, trading information. It could be gotten regardless of where you are in the world. Well, we do have comments to be taken. If we can get to it from the YouTube channel, we'll take them. And we do encourage you to keep those comments coming through as we're here to serve you. All right?
Oh, well, while we wait for those comments, I was still going to talk about that request from the federal government asking for 100 top users. The thing would now be very simple. How about if the users at this time would be looking at it from the perspective of, okay, they're coming for us, let me quickly sell. Isn't that going to be another?
Well, if we have comments, let's have them up on our screen so we can take them.
Okay, we can, let me run through it from here. There is Ola Adewale that is saying, follow the money and we'll discover corruption in an unknown places, including oil theft. Also, Olawale said quite a lot here. He says solutions are at the fingertips of leadership, but unfortunately, with no zeals nor wheels to actuate meaningful actions to let the people breathe in space. He also said, are the leadership complicit in not letting the people breathe? Well, yeah, he's asking a question there. He also says here, are Nigerian journalists asking leadership appropriate questions? Well, we are right here at Voice of the People, but of course, you know, we have to manage the situation as well. He also says here, how many of us saw the leadership put the cart before the horse in terms of governance? Please be mindful of your mental health. That is his advice and is my suggestions to Nigerians. He also said here, do Nigerians know that student loan is, he used the Yoruba line here, Lori Rock, which simply means on top of line. Well,
All right, then. Well, that's how far we can take the newspaper review. We'll be going into the major talking points right now.
And it is the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has decried the high rate of oil theft in the country, saying everyone is involved in the act. Saying everyone is involved, like everyone is involved in the act. Details will return after this quick break. Stay with us.